Welcome to TRADEREP. This is Short Hammer. It is the 28th of May 2019, and we are looking at the SPY. Now, in our last video, we said that the SPY needs to get over 284.20 and just to see a little bit of upside. And we were saying that the 283.86 was our swing door area, meaning if we stayed above, we'd be a little bit more bullish, but below, we'd be bearish. Now, if we look back to Friday, the SPY had a rough time around this 28 or 284.20 area. Couldn't get over. It went below our swing door area and dropped down to the next supply demand zone, tried to bounce, and just couldn't get the momentum to get back up here. Now today, we repeated a similar pattern. The difference is we couldn't get through 284.20, fell below the 283.86. We tried to bounce. This yellow dash line is the main intraday pivot. We couldn't hold above, hit the supply demand zone, and it cracked. And we just sold. Now, the last time we dropped around this 280.62, I believe was on the 23rd. Let's see if I can find that. Here we are. That last time we bounced. I'd call this a synthetic bounce because there wasn't a reason for this bounce. But we bounced and we went back up and retested the 283.86 area and almost the 284.20s. This time, when we cracked, we did not bounce. And after hours, it seems that we're below the 280 area. So this could really get interesting. And I know people are seeing visions of the past sell-off that we've had. We don't know what's going to happen. So what we want to do on the open, the main intraday pivot is around 281.48. So the ES could sell off and move all around. We're not quite sure where we'll open, but what we want to watch for is the supply demand zones. If we open and we're above this 279.60, let's see if we get a little bit of buying in to take us back up to retest this 280.62 area or 280.99 area to see if we get more selling. If we open below this supply demand zone at 279.27 and we retest and we can't get through, then I'm probably going to look for a short position to take this to the next supply demand zone down here. So I'm going to be looking at these supply demand zones, and depending where we open, whether above or below, I'll look for either a long position to test the zone above or a short position to test the zone below. Either way, I'm going to keep my stops tight because we're not quite sure with the trade wars and all these different things that are happening in the market. We're not quite sure which way we may go. But right now, we do know that the volatility is spiking. And so we can rip really aggressively in either direction. So whatever plays you make, keep your stops tight. And just make sure that you're watching these zones. We'll be posting these tomorrow in our big boardroom, so you'll be able to take a look and see if where we are, where we open, what supply demand zone are we either above or below. And once we open, don't rush into it. Give it a few minutes to see if we go up, we go down, we go sideways, but wait for the market to choose a direction, and then you put on your trade. So I had to scroll back to see the last time we were down around this 279.60 area. And it's looking like March 27th. So March 27th, we sold off from the 281s. We dropped down through the 279.60s. And we bounced above the 277.86 supply demand zone. That was March 27th. Let's go back a bit and see. Okay, another test of this 279. So let's see, we have some support in this 277.86, 277.55, right in the supply demand zone here. And again, we have a bounce, 277.86, that supply demand zone. And let's see now. Let's go back a little bit, see if we see any more. 22nd, any more in March? Down in this area. That time we actually held. We didn't even go to the 277.86. Okay, so it looks like, okay, this time is interesting. So here we were at 281s. We sold off. We dropped below the 277.86, but we came back above and retested the 279 area. So that's interesting. Okay, so what I'll watch for tomorrow is if we break the 279.60 to 279.27 supply demand zone, I'll watch what we do at the lower supply demand zone. If we slow down, if we bounce, if we hold and go back up to retest it. So that could be interesting. Okay. Alrighty. That is a little interesting. Let's see, where are we here? Okay, so that's where we are. So I'll watch to see if we see a repeat of that pattern. If we open up here and we sell off, I'll see if we find some support here for a retest of this supply demand zone. Even if we pierce below, I'm not sure if we'll make it down here to this 274 area, but that's what I'll be watching for tomorrow. If we crack below this 279.27 area, I'll see if we find support here to go back up and retest. If we open and we're above this, I'll see if any buying comes in that takes us back up here. And I'll probably look for a short entry, but I'll wait to see how we look if we're bullish, if there's any news. But the best way to trade these is watch your supply demand zones and your levels. Let the market open up. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but let the market open up first and see what the trend is. And whichever way the trend is going, follow it, but just keep your stops in. And watch for these different levels where you could find a little bit of turbulence or a little bit of congestion for rejection to take us back the other direction, whether that's to the downside and we bounce, or to the upside and we begin to sell off to head back down.